How long should you run ads on a city and niche before you give up? Somebody asked me this recently on an episode, on one of our Dre Show episodes, and I want to address it here because it's a good question. And so for anyone that doesn't know, first and foremost, obviously we're talking about the rank and rent model, and we're talking about when you pre-sell, when you go and instead of building a website, you go and you set up a landing page, you set up some Google ads, you run the ads, you push the traffic to the landing page, and then you start getting phone calls, and you take those phone calls and you put the deal together, and then you start building it out. And so let's say that you choose, let's come up with an example here. Let's say that you're choosing to go into concrete in Tallahassee, Florida, right? You have your site, tallahasseeconcrete.weebly.com, and you're running ads and nothing's happening. You're not getting any leads, and you're going, man, I've already spent $50. Like, am I going to spend $200? Like, I don't know. I expected leads to come in by now. Why is it not working? So there's a couple of things that I would say. And I've had this happen, guys, and it's going to happen. And if you don't think it's going to happen, you're crazy, because it's just part of the game. And there's a number of things that could be happening. But the first thing that I would do is I would just check the ad. The first basic thing is I'm checking the ad, because, guys, it's embarrassing as it is to say, I've actually run ads in the wrong city. Okay. There's a part when you set up your ad, you have to choose the location. I forgot to select the location. I think I deleted it and I forgot. And I couldn't figure it out. And it come to find out, I was just running a nationwide campaign, but my ad copy had a specific city. It's a miracle that I even got any phone calls eventually, but I finally figured this out. So just go check the basics. Like, is everything semi set up? Okay. That's the first thing I would do. But then what you got to look at is we just got to start checking out the ad and figuring out what's going on, right? Are you not getting, you're not getting leads, but you're getting clicks? Are you not getting clicks, but you're getting impressions? Or are you not getting impressions at all? And depending on that, now you can start to dig in. But to answer the question, guys, and I hate to use this answer, but it really, really depends, right? It depends on the niche. If I'm going into a niche and I have a really high CPC and I realize I'm going to be able to charge $3,000 a month for that deal, I might be more willing to spend $500 to get that client, which is not that much money if you really think about it, because if I spend $500 and I get the deal month one, I just made all of it back, okay? Remember, you don't lose the money until you give up on the model, right? It's just like the stock market. If you spend $500 trying to get a client in Tallahassee, Florida, that's fine because you're going to make the money back. But it's when you spend $250 or $300 and you say, this doesn't work, I'm leaving, you just lost $300. But as long as you get a deal, you're going to make that money back. But really my sweet spot, guys, is I like to, if I'm not getting a consistent flow of leads, with about $150. And by this time I've went in, I've checked my landing page. I've made sure that my links are working. I've made sure that my quote form is there. I made sure that there's nothing weird. I'm making sure that it's loading. I'm making sure that all of the basic stuff. And I've kind of done an audit on it, which I have another video that talks about what to do when your ads aren't working. If I've done all that and at $150, $200, I'm not getting consistent leads, I'm pulling the plug. Okay. I'm just pulling the plug. Again, though, if this is a high ticket niche, if this is something where I know I'm going to be pitching this deal like $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month, it's a big client, I'm willing to go, man. I'm willing to spend whatever it takes because I just need to get that deal. But what the problem with a lot of you is you spend $50 and you're like, oh my gosh, I could have eaten at Popeyes 10 times, 5 times, whatever, it's 3 times. You're thinking about it like that, but what you have to realize is you're not the one that's actually paying for the ads. Once you get that deal, all those costs are now compensated back to you. You get that money back. And you also have the option, if you choose, when you pitch the deal, to have them pay a startup fee, which would then cover your costs. So guys, the most important part is the only way you lose money is if you stop. The only way you lose money is if you stop doing the business model. That's it. So, but my sweet spot, if you're going over the advice that I give, which is $5 or less CPC, you're going into some basic niches that we all know about. If those are all true, then I'm in that $150, $200 mark. If I haven't seen substantial results by then, and I don't mean a million leads, I mean like a consistent, decent flow, I'm out. That's just me. I'm one man that's been doing this for a long time, but that is just my opinion on how long you should run ads before you pull the plug.